Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Call of Duty have just announced that Modern Warfare Zombies, and actually a whole chunk of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, is going free to play. It's for a limited time, but this is the perfect opportunity for you to jump into the game and give Modern Warfare Zombies a try if you've been kind of on the fence, you've been waiting, you've been thinking, well, it's not round-based, so it's not for me. This is the moment where you can actually make a final decision based on having actually played it and tried it as to whether or not it is worth picking up. And I want to take the opportunity here, while I go through the details of how you get the free access, to talk about what my current thoughts are on the mode, whether it's worth even bothering to download while it's free, and just generally unpacking how far Treyarch have come over the last month or so since the game came out in improving it and bringing it up from my original rating that I gave it of around a 6.5 out of 10. So the free access period runs from December 14th to December 18th, and it's 10 a.m. Pacific time that it launches on the 14th, which is 6 p.m. here in the UK. The full list of content that's included in it, because like I said, it's not just zombies, is as follows. There are 6 6v6 core maps. That's Terminal, Rust, High Rise, Shipment, Afghan, and then a new map for Season 1 of Modern Warfare 3 called Meat. Then there are ground war maps as well, Pop of Power, All of Military Base, and Levin Resort. Those are each chunks of the wider Urzikstan map, which you might have already played as part of Warzone, because Warzone's obviously free, so you can already access that. And that's the same map that Modern Warfare Zombies takes place on. The core modes that are going to be accessible are TDM, Hardpoint, Domination, Kill Confirmed, Ground War, and War. And playlists available are Rustment 24/7, which is Shipment and Rust, War Mode, 6v6 Mosh Pit featuring High Rise, Meat, Afghan, and Terminal, Ground War, and Modern Warfare Zombies. Now, when the game came out, I put out a review about a week after launch saying, listen guys, I've held off on giving my opinion for a while here because I wanted to really digest what the game had to offer, what this new mode had to offer, and collect my thoughts in a bit more of a considered way before telling you guys, yes, you should absolutely buy this game, or no, this sucks, it's not round-based, just skip it. And when I was ready to post that review, the conclusion I came to took me quite a long time to explain. Like, I think my review was about an hour and a half long, which might seem crazy excessive, but don't worry, I'll give you the couple-minute version in this video. But the reason it was so long is simply that there's a lot of different camps to consider as to who this game could be fun for and who I think should give this game a chance. I think that that's a really key thing this year. Before the game came out, especially with regards to some of the marketing that they were doing, I felt like they did a really poor job of really explaining who Modern Warfare Zombies was meant to appeal to. Like, it just didn't seem appealing to hardcore players, but also didn't seem like it was really going to appeal to casuals. But now we have a much clearer picture of that. So I think that Modern Warfare Zombies is something that you should absolutely try if you are not 100% married to round-based zombies being the only thing you ever play day in, day out, and you're open to the idea of a mode which doesn't rely on the zombies story, for example, to keep you interested. It doesn't rely on some of the old zombies mechanics that you're very used to, like doing a main quest Easter egg, but instead offers up a different kind of challenge within the zombies sandbox, because the grinding of schematics and stuff like that is kind of in line, in a weird way, with the camo grind that we've seen get more popular in zombies over the years. The whole kind of mechanism of jumping into the game and checking those boxes, doing those little individual mini zombie challenges to get those camos is sort of multiplied by 50 in the schematic grind to try and unlock all your ether tools and all your crystals and all your wonder weapons and all those sorts of things. And now with the Season 1 update, there's actually quite a lot more to that, and there's some pinnacle, much more difficult objectives where you can get those schematics, and it means that the most basic of the basic player has something to do when they first start the game. They've got missions in Acts 1 to 3, which will keep them busy, but the more hardcore players who didn't really have stuff to do once they finish those first 3 acts now have the Dark Ether activity, which is extremely hard to do solo. And that's a good thing, I think. It's a real challenge, but it is feasible. There are feasible ways that solo players can engage with that sort of thing. It's not absolutely impossible. And that means that you have all that base content and you have something to kind of strive for. Now, there's also things that I think still do need to be improved. I think that my rating for the game has moved up a little bit, as I expected it would forward from about a 6.5 to about a 7, but there are definitely things that I want to see change in future seasons. One of them is just making the story feel more meaningful and also pulling the player base in to the story a bit more, because as it stands right now, the Act 4 cutscene that we get is really freaking cool. It's an awesome cutscene, but I don't feel like people are really being pulled in and engaged with the story. They're just kind of letting it play out over there while they grind out their schematics. And I think combined with the fact that a lot of the radios in the game are pretty boring right now, they're just not doing themselves any favors. Another thing that I'd really like to see is some kind of pinnacle activity, some kind of grind that doesn't end like the first time you do it. Like I did that, whatever it would be called, tier 5 Dark Ether objective, like the Elder Sigil objective. I did that, and in my first run of it, I got all 3 of the classified schematics that are the rewards for doing that activity. So I basically have no reason to do that activity ever again. Like the other schematics that I still need, I get from doing other objectives, and I just feel like that activity, that experience was so tricky and really kind of like kept me on my toes and stuff like that. And so it felt like it ended a bit soon. Like I'm almost wishing that there was even more that I could be grinding for, even more to strive towards. Still, there is a lot of positive here, and there's a lot of stuff that is genuinely really fun. I've had extractions in this game that have been so intense, and getting out by the skin of your teeth and extracting those schematics is a really fun time. So for those of you that are going to be jumping in with the free trial, here's my recommendation. I don't think you should subject yourself to trying to do those Act 1 to 3 missions right away, because some of them are just a little bit dull. Instead, I'd recommend selecting the Act 4 mission, but don't do it instantly. Instead, do a couple of matches, going through all of the different contracts and building up your power, getting to tier 3 Pack-a-Punch in the tier 3 zone, and maybe doing a couple of tier 3 contracts, just so you can get a feel for what that's like. Then when you've done maybe 3 or 4 matches of that and you've figured out the kind of flow of the mode, that's when I would recommend you go for a tier 4 run, but do that in a team. Try and get your buddies in. Maybe this weekend you can say, hey guys, like I want to try and get a squad together. We're going to do this really difficult objective, this Act 4 mission. We're going to take a worm down. It's going to be sick, massive boss fight. Like it'll be really cool. And just get together with a little squad and try and have that experience and just see what it feels like to do it in a squad in that way, if you have the opportunity. And if not, you can always squad fill and go around the map and round up other players to do that objective with you, and just try and engage with the mode the way that it's designed. Even though it's not round-based zombies, just try and engage with what is there in good faith and give it the opportunity to impress you. It just may be that impressing is a little different to what you're used to. And who knows, maybe at that point, you'll really like the game. I'm sure there are going to be some of you that simply say, it's not round-based, so I don't care. And that's totally fine, right? There's no hard feelings either way. I'm just trying to help you navigate through here to have an experience this year that you don't realize yet, but you'd actually really love if you just tapped into it in the right way. I've obviously got a whole bunch of guides, tutorials, etc. on my channel, and I've linked some of those on screen right now as well. If you've enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it, and I'll see you soon in Urzikstan.